Yo, what is up everybody? Jumpin here, and today I am back on some Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. Now in my last video I did that just to kind of put out the word like, hey, check out this game. It's a lot of fun. You got garden ops, you got the multiplayer. But in that gameplay I was playing as the plants, so I decided, I definitely want to get some zombie gameplay. You can't hate on the zombies. I said in the last gameplay I felt like the zombies were a little bit underpowered compared to the plants. And I still feel that way. But really, what me and my friends have figured out is that when you play as a zombie, you have to go into it expecting to die. If you think that you can actually run through an entire game as a zombie and not die at all, or have an amazing KD ratio, yeah, that's probably not going to happen because it's all about rushing. It's all about getting to that garden because I'm still playing gardens and graveyards. This is definitely my favorite playlist in the game right now. But it's all about getting in there, capturing those bases, and winning, Winning is always more important than just coming out on top of the leaderboard. But in this gameplay, I did quite well. Not only did we win the game, and we captured all the plants' bases, but I actually went 44-10. So that was really awesome. This game was just absolutely so much fun, and I really love the engineer. And that's really what I want to be talking about in this gameplay, is the engineer and how much this guy destroys. So when you play as the plants, you have 4 different options, and then there's a whole bunch of different sub characters that you can unlock as you play. Same thing with the zombies. There's 4 different zombies, and each of them have their strengths and their weaknesses. Now the engineer, what I love about this guy is I love his powers. First of all, I like all of his powers. The only one I'm not a big fan of is this one, his little like helicopter drone. The cool thing about it though is that you can call in what's called cone strikes. They're almost like airstrikes. It's really funny. Now, the cone strikes can definitely do a lot of damage. Now, the cactuses from the plants, they have something very similar to this. So, in fact, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just one is for the zombies, one is for the plants. But, like I said, it is a good ability. I'm just really not that good with it. If you watch me use it, because I'm going to use it throughout the game, but I don't really get that many kills with it. But what I really love is his jackhammer. This thing is amazing. He has, I'm pretty sure, the best movement speed out of all of the zombies when he's on it. So it makes it really hard to hit him because he's pretty much dashing around and you can dodge and you can shoot too. A lot of people when they first pick up the game, I don't think they realize that. I've seen people on the jackhammers and they don't shoot. But once you figure that out, that you can actually move around and shoot, it just becomes such an amazing ability. And of course, it's great for getting from point A to point B. Now, one of the most important things that the engineers can do is set up teleporters. See, when you start, you have to take this particular base of the plants, and you have to kind of, well, go down a path. It's kind of a long path, and it's more than likely somewhat open ground, and the plants can take you out from a distance. But if you have an engineer on your team, you can go and set up a teleporter, and that's really cool because it will pretty much cut the travel in half, and it will help out your team a lot. Now, I think I set up a couple teleporters throughout this game, but we had other engineers, and they were beating me to it. But yeah, that's the general idea. If you're the only engineer on your team, you definitely want to try to set up some teleporters, not only to help yourself, but to help your team out as well. Now, his other ability that he gets is like a grenade, but I don't even know what you would call that. It's like a sound grenade, and it stuns the crap out of the zombies. And it's really useful in certain situations because one thing I've noticed is that the choppers are becoming very popular. If you don't know what a chopper is, it is the plants that are melee. So they can't really shoot you or anything, but they can like swallow you whole. They have a lot of really great abilities, and it seems that a lot of players are playing with the choppers now, especially in this mode, because I guess it's easy to defend the garden because the zombies have to get in close. And if they have to get in close, if you're a chopper, then you can kind of go to town. But his little sonar grenade, that's what I'll call it, will basically stun them and knock them out of the ground. So that is really good, because when you're dealing with those choppers, they can really be annoying. So that grenade will pretty much save you a lot. And you'll see me get it off quite a bit throughout this game, and I will mess up some choppers. Now the other way that you can counter choppers with this guy is on his jackhammer. If you actually get eaten by a chopper when you're on the jackhammer, he can't swallow you. It's really, really hilarious. And you will see that later on. It's not from me, but I'm with another engineer, and he's going to get swallowed whole while he is on the jackhammer, and then, yeah, the chopper has to spit him out. And I'm just sitting there shooting at the chopper, and then eventually I kill him, and, you know, my teammate survives. So it's really, really cool. Now, in this gameplay, I was playing with Caballo Gaia once again, and he's really good at this game. When I play with him, big shout out to you, Caballo. But when I play with him and I'm playing as a zombie, we always have a lot of success, because Caballo's really good at getting into their base, and I've even seen him before get into their base all by himself and capture it without anyone on the other team actually knowing that he's there. So that's pretty awesome. But you know, you can do a lot of little stealthy tactics like that as a zombie. But really, the zombies are all about numbers. If you go in by yourself, and a lot of times you'll see me do that, just because I'm always like that in games. I'm always a lone wolf. But if you go in by yourself, there's a good chance that you're going to get wrecked, and the plants will have an edge on you. But if you go in with numbers, especially once you get into the center and everyone's there and you're trying to take the center and the plants have to rush in, unfortunately the plants, well, the pea shooters get grenades, so those grenades can just destroy your entire team if you're a zombie. And the cactuses, they get something called potato mines. And potato mines are definitely kind of annoying. They're like the claymores of Plants vs. Zombies. In fact, it's really bad in certain situations, because you'll have like a cactus in like a little tower or something, and he's kind of up there, you know, camping or doing his thing, and you try to sneak up behind him, and then he has all these potato mines spread out or behind him, so you can't get to him. It's a nightmare sometimes. But the zombies do get a lot of amazing abilities themselves, so I really can't complain, I guess. Now, one thing I should have brought up a lot earlier, I kind of forgot, is the engineer's gun. The engineer's gun, he gets what's called the concrete launcher. I guess he shoots like concrete missiles, but it's really more or less a bazooka. And it's so good. It's probably my favorite thing, besides the jackhammer. But, you know, that's what you do. You combine the jackhammer with the gun, and yeah, it's a blast. I would have to say that from playing with most of the zombies, I personally feel like the engineer gets the best gun. I guess the scientist gets a pretty good gun as well. This is a really nice little flank. I snuck up behind these guys and just murder them. But this is a great example of the gun, because not only does it do a lot of damage if you can get a direct impact, but you don't even have to actually hit them. You can just shoot the ground around them, almost like the pea shooter. The difference is the damage that you do. Like with the pea shooter, generally you'll do anywhere between, I don't know, 9 to 10 damage if you miss, but you hit the ground around them. With the engineer, you do about 20 damage. So, yeah, you can really mess some enemies up. Now, as you can see, I'm getting surrounded by choppers, and yes, I get eaten. Ah, it's annoying, but I thought I had that one because I had the stun grenade on them, and I was shooting them, but I guess another one snuck up behind them. Now, Drew also has this game, and it's a lot of fun to play with Drew as well. In fact, I would say that I'm looking for people to play this game with, so if you have this game and you want to play with me sometime, or play with me and a couple of my buddies like Caballo Gallo or DK Demonte, just go ahead and hit me up on Xbox Live. My gamer tag is I_Jumpin', just like my name, Jumpin' Productions, space I, so it's I Jumpin' I. So just hit me up. A lot of people get confused, and I don't understand why. I mean, you could just look at the top there, and you'll see, like, every time I get a kill, my gamer tag will pop up, and you'll know who I am. Same with, you know, my friends as well. But a lot of times I get messages, or I'll get comments asking me, hey, what's your gamer tag? And this is nothing new. Some games I can understand because they don't display your name in the feed or anything like that. But in other games like Mass Effect, I got that question way too many times, and I would always say, like, why don't you just look at the screen? Because, I'm shooting that guy, and I kill that guy, and then you can see my name pop up in the feed. Same thing with this game. That was a pretty awesome capture we got there, because as I respawn, once you capture a base, you will respawn at that base. And it's really great because when that happens, you can clean up all the plants. And a lot of times people won't run away as the plant. Like, I don't run away. Some people do. I try to hold my ground, kill a couple of the zombies, and then let the zombies basically just kill me. Because I personally feel like it's faster to get to the new base by just dying compared to just trying to run. And then probably getting killed just because. Now right there, that was it. Where my partner here, he actually got eaten by that chopper, but he was on his jackhammer, so he actually survived it, and I was able to save him. Now, I don't know what this sunflower is doing. It decided to come down here and rush, but I was going to clean it up. I'm getting shot in the back. I'm trying to stay behind cover. If you have really low health, just like any game, you don't want to just run out there and die. So I'm going to try to use my ability here to put some shots on these guys. Like I said, I'm really not good with this thing. I have horrible accuracy with it. But I do really like the cone strike. Although I don't really get a lot of kills with it. I've seen some people get an amazing amount of kills with this little thing. Like, they'll throw out the cone strike at the most perfect spot, and then it will just rain down on the enemies and just kill a whole bunch of them. And I've used it a couple times in like horrible spots in this game. I remember one time I used it, there was like a roof above all the enemies, so it would have been perfect if there wasn't a roof, but because there was a roof, it was just wasted. So you have to consider all that kind of stuff. Now, one thing that the choppers get, I don't know exactly how it works, but you know, with every different class in the game, you can unlock new versions of that class. And one of the most popular versions of all the classes is the fire class. And right there, that was a fire chopper. So it's pretty cool because then he can actually breathe fire. And he literally has a flamethrower attack. And it does a lot of damage, as you can see. It's probably the best thing that chopper gets, honestly. Well, I don't know, the choppers, they can go underground and then like pretty much one-shot most of the zombies. They just come up from the ground and they'll murder you. Coming back here was straight up suicide. I don't know why. See, this is what I'm talking about. If you run off on your own, you're gonna die. That's just the way this game works as a zombie. As a plant, if you're smooth enough, then yeah, you can kind of flank the enemies, get behind them, and kill them. But as a zombie, you can't really be doing that. I should have just went to the base. I don't know what happened there. I just teleported to the new base all of a sudden. So that was kind of cool, because now I can just immediately rush in and try to clean up all these annoying plants. Gotta murder all the plants. Like I said, this game is really not that frustrating. In fact, it's really not frustrating at all. It's a blast, you know, like it's really hard to get annoyed at. And what's interesting is everybody knows DK DeMonte, right? Well, he hates PvP games. He always talks about how he cannot stand any game that is PvP, and I always try to convince him to buy some type of multiplayer game to play with, you know, me and other people. And he always refuses. But for some reason, he actually really enjoys the multiplayer to Plants vs. Zombies. And it's probably all about just the fact that it's not frustrating. It's just not a frustrating game at all. Now right there, I got killed by a sunflower, and honestly, I was screaming at my teammate, not out of rage, but just because I was like, you know, come on, dude, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him, because that guy was right there behind that enemy. And that does happen a lot. Like, sometimes you'll have teammates that, especially as zombies, that's the one thing, is that when you're playing this game, a lot of times, if you're playing as a zombie, your team just might just be brain dead, you know, they're literally brainless zombies. They don't realize that, you know, hey, maybe we should rush in and try to get the objective, or maybe we should try to, you know, kill the plants and then get the objective, things like that. See, right now, and I have to be honest, in this gameplay, my team was really good. I mean, that's for sure. We were able to capture all the bases. That's not easy as zombies. It really is not. So I have to give a big shout out to everyone on my team this game, because we were able to work together pretty well. But, you know, right here we're all basically taking this center, we're taking the objective, and yeah, I mean, I'm just going ham. I'm just blowing away all the plants as they come in, because once you get enough zombies in here, then the plants have to come to you. Unfortunately, like I said, if there's pea shooters, they might be throwing in grenades, and that can murder you. The cactuses, they can throw out their potato mines. The choppers can come in and just eat you. So yes, there are things that can counter you, but generally, like I said, you can pretty much be sure to get the base if everyone gets in it and can actually hold their ground. Right here, all the plants are trying to run away. And one thing I really love about the engineer as well, it's not just the fact that his gun is amazing and it does a lot of damage and it's easy to kill the plants, but another thing I really like is you can get a lot of assists with this guy. One shot of his gun, if he hits a plant and then someone else cleans up the plant, you will get an assist. So that is really nice. Right here, I tried to use my little helicopter thing, and yes, it got murdered right away. That is something about those little drones. They don't have much health, and the plants can pretty much counter them really easily. The cactuses can snipe them out of the sky. The sunflowers have like machine guns, so it's easy to hit them. The pea shooters, they get their Gatling gun, so they can go into that to take out those drones. So that kind of sucks. As the zombies, it's not as easy to take out the cactuses drones, only because, well, when you're playing as, let's say, the engineer, it's kind of hard to hit those things with your gun. And I would say there's other zombies that have trouble as well. The foot soldier would probably be the best one to take out the cactuses drones. Now right here, I'm trying to run to the teleporter because I really want to get that teleporter up for my team, because I know that if I can get this teleporter up, then we should have no problem, honestly. Like, we should be able to win this game. At this point, we're on the final part. All we have to do is get 5 zombies in the mansion. So that sounds easy enough, right? Well, I mean, I don't know. When you first start out, you have to run up that ramp, and that ramp is just death. I mean, you have potato mines coming at you, you have all the plants on the top shooting down at you, so it's really annoying. So getting that teleporter up is really important, because then you don't have to worry about those potato mines. Now right here, I'm trying to just take out some of the plants, and I'm doing a pretty good job. This is why I love the engineer and I love the jackhammer, is it's really hard for the plants to hit me. Unfortunately, I was trying to kill that stupid potted plant, but I just couldn't hit it, I guess. And yes, it killed me, but I guess it's whatever. So that really sucked, but it's time to pretty much go right back through the teleporter. Now what's really cool is for building the teleporter, you get 100 coins. And then every time when your allies goes through it, which pretty much all your allies will consistently go through it, you get 10 coins. That's just amazing. Right here, I'm just going for it. I'm rushing it. I'm trying to kill as many of the plants as I can before I get through, though, because that was my goal. If I could kill almost all of them, that would have been great, because then my allies would have been able to get in a lot easier. So unfortunately, I guess somehow they killed the teleporter, so now I have to go back up there. But I was telling my buddy Caballo that, you know, hey man, let me go ahead and set up this teleporter, because I personally felt like this was going to be really important. Although we only need one more zombie, I wanted to get that up. And the second I put it up, a whole buttload of my teammates come through, because I knew that would happen. Now right here, at the end of the game, I get so trolled. If you don't know what that is, that comes from the choppers. It's like a mine in a way. It's another thing that the plants get. But luckily, my teammates were able to make it in and pretty much claim victory, so that was really awesome. And of course, you get to watch everyone dance at the end, because we were able to conquer the mansion and destroy the plants. Ha ha ha. You will not believe how many coins I end up getting. It's outrageous. I get 11,000 coins. That's the most I've ever gotten before. I take a quick look at my stats at the end. I went 44 and 10. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, will you please like and favorite it for me? And I really do hope that you guys have a nice day. Peace out.